Okay, hey everybody. So I'm sat outside on the balcony. It's super cold in a beautiful way, but I just did a video before and then my hands were so cold, so I had to go and get something if I'm going to sit out here because the light inside was not very good. So I got socks on my hands. I don't have any gloves. Okay, so diving in. This video is day 2 of the transparency, but also this is an important video which I've been meaning to make for a long time, so I'm happy that it's come up today. Because yesterday I put a post out, yesterday with a video about, I mentioned a few things in there, and Jacqueline, hey beautiful Jacqueline, she made a comment about like money and the gift, and I just don't think I could live in the gift, and she's wanted to talk to me for some time and we haven't got round to it. But this video is for everybody that is exploring with new modes of exchange, let's say, or even exploring with the gift culture, because you understand what the gift is, the gift model. So let me just give you, I need to share with you today what my experience has been with it, and I've made a few notes here. Got my computer, if it doesn't rain and we don't get stopped, and I've made a few notes, so just try to keep it condensed as possible for you. And this is an ongoing dialogue, right? But let's just start by this. This is not a new mode of exchange. Everybody, everywhere, all over the planet are gifting and living in the gift. It's ancient, yeah? It's like an ancient mode of exchange. It's a natural, let's say, just natural way of exchanging the gift, right? So, what do I want to say? So, okay. So for 10 years, I've been trying different modes of exchange. Well, let's say since 2010, when I started going out there and offering like workshops and events. I was so buzzed up by love. I had such a, let's say, an epiphany, a peak experience about wanting love. I had to just go out there, and love was free. I was just like, you can't charge for anything that I want to share with people. Like supporting people to fall in love with themselves. You can't charge for that. You don't put a price tag on that. And at the time, I didn't know there was a big self-development, multi-billion industry and so on. I didn't even know there was spiritual, spiritual movements or whatever, and all this, compartmentalized aspects of what we're sharing here. I'd been reading some books for sure, and I read about, like, I've even read some, I had read entrepreneur books, and I'd read some self-development books, yeah, like about fear and so on. Wow, there's an awesome bird just flying stealth-like right across the river. Beautiful. So all I knew is that love is free. You can't put a price tag on the divine. You can't put a price tag on love. So I went on this mission anyway, and I started doing donation, pay what you can model, which pay what you can afford model, which I picked up from amazing man Tad Hargraves, and I tried that out for a while, and then I had this whole dance with this journey of the gift for years, and my relationship with money, and people not understanding the value of things and not knowing what to give, and sometimes doing a whole event for very, very little and coming away and feeling deflated, and looking at the monetary system and watching documentaries on it and seeing how it's sort of flawed, and seeing how it functions and how we have to sell everything, and the whole of our society is built on, sales and manipulation and so on. And then of course I started exploring, and people introduced me to the gift, and then I met Charles Eisenstein and Higgins and Chris Agnos and different people that were experimenting with this. And so I just continued experimenting. So it's a continual experimenting. We make these things up as we go along, like I said about transparent communication. So here I want to say here, so more than an economy, yeah, it's actually a personal practice. Well, we say that in disguise, okay? Because it's acting like a tool, right, for transforming our price to value, our lack to generosity. So listen to this: price to value, lack to generosity, and fear to faith, yeah? Trust, fear to trust, right? Because our current model is all built from lack, fear, competitiveness, and so on. So I want to read you something, just a small piece here from Charles Eisenstein, because it might kick off the video in a nice way. In a nice way, in a beautiful way. Charles Eisenstein, right? So he wrote a book called Sacred Economics. I haven't read the whole book, but all of his stuff is for a gift on his website. You can head over there after. But two things he traces the history of money from the ancient gift economies to modern capitalism in his book Sacred Economics. It furthermore revolves around the theme of how the current monetary system, based on interest and usury, along with the abandonment of the gift economy, has contributed to alienation, competition and scarcity, destroyed community and necessitated endless growth. Okay? Intimacy comes from co-creation, not co-consumption. Community is woven from gifts. Unlike today's market system, whose built-in scarcity compels competition in which more for me is less for you, in a gift economy, the opposite holds. Because people in a gift culture pass on their surplus rather than accumulating it. Our good fortune is my good fortune, and is more for me is more for you is more for me. More for me is more for you, right? It's just natural, right? Wealth circulates, gravitating towards the greatest need. In a gift community, people know that their gifts will eventually come back to them, albeit often in a different form. Okay? So I'll put this underneath the video if you want to read this back again. But so Sacred Economics, that book. The more beautiful world our hearts know is possible. Then I want to tell you about Stephen Jenkinson. Amazing man. If you don't know Stephen Jenkinson, please go and listen to that man. Orphan wisdom. Wow. The wisdom coming through that messenger. Boom. So he's written a book called Money and the Soul's Desire. He's also written another book called Die Wise. And there's videos out there created by an amazing another messenger, Ian McKenzie, who also lives in the gift and creates videos and amazing stuff from the standpoint of the gift. He's created videos for Charles Eisenstein and many other people, Stephen Jenkinson. So Stephen Jenkinson's books, you don't just read them. Charles Eisenstein's book, you don't just read them. Like you absorb them, you read them a number of times, you have to digest them. So I haven't read any of these books in their entirety, apart from The More Beautiful World Our Hearts Know Is Possible. I listen to Stephen Jenkinson, sometimes one chapter, then I listen to it again, and then I listen to it again. And it's like, you know, it's not like you just read it front to back. Maybe that's how you like to, but you don't do that. So I don't do that. The gift is serving me and Dara, and has been serving me since 2011, 12 and through. Now, I did some other work along the way. Sometimes I charge a fixed price for some one-to-one sessions and coaching and so on. And just so you know, I don't call myself a coach or a life coach or anything like that. I just do presence sessions. So people come, they have an experience, and then they give me what their heart wants to give at the end of it. And when I met Polly Higgins, I realized that Polly Higgins' whole mission, she's a lawyer that's like creating a law against ecocide, basically. She's like the lawyer that is an advocate, the spokesperson for the law against ecocide, which basically, if that comes in, will create a law against peace, meaning a law that ecocide, the destruction and, you know, damage to our ecosystems, will become a crime. If that happens, all of a sudden, so much of the destruction that's happening on the planet cannot and will not happen, because the only reason it still happens is because it's not a crime yet. So she lives on this mission, and has done for a number of years, in the gift. People fund her, believe in it, support her, and so on. So when we talk about the gift, most people show up, a bit like Jacqueline Fields and a few other people, like, oh, yeah, you just don't want money, you're a hippie, yeah, it's not spiritual to be poor, we all need money, and you know, and I put that voice on because the reason why I put that voice on is please, if you're watching this video, educate yourself. Please educate yourself on this. Experiment with it yourself. Don't just listen to like stupid comments, futile comments that don't serve us or our evolution or you to actually get yourself out of the old systems and create new ones. Many people are living in the gift. They don't talk about it on YouTube, they don't talk about it on social media, and they are living sustainably, functionally, abundantly, supportively. They have money coming in, they have resources, everything. So, and these people have families, 4 children, right, a number of different things. They're constantly giving and receiving, giving and receiving. It's a chain of giving, like these socks. They don't stop giving, right? Keeping us warm. This helicopter coming over. Just let that pass. So as I said, everyone's been living in the gift. Everyone you meet is giving. Life has given to us, the gift has given to us from day one. Our breath is a gift right now. Nature, gift. Our heartbeat, gift. The sun coming up and shining, gift. All the food on all the planet that continually just comes out of the ground, gift. Like the whole of life is a gift. There's no 2 ways about it. Like if you break it down and go even like more inquiry, it's not even, like they don't even know how it is that humans exist. There's no real knowing of like how we exist. We're just here, right? And actually, there was one scientist spoke about this and said that really, based on all of the sort of what they do know, we shouldn't actually exist, right? So just drink that up for a moment. So the fact that you're alive and you're breathing and you're here is a gift. And there's a beautiful saying that, people of course make up sayings all the time, but the mission here is to find your gifts and then give your gifts to the world. Well, you are the gift. The gift is constant. Share your gifts to the world. Like so many people get caught in the monetary system, fall into the fear, fall into what I just read and described, the competition and all the lack and scarcity, and never ever share their gifts because they're caught in a system, right? A rat race, like earning a little bit of money to get by, to pay out what they've spent and what they've got consuming and buying and in the system, and wow. And if you want to see some awesome animations on that, watch Steve Cutt's animation videos on YouTube. He breaks down society in a nutshell. Come on, we are all aware of how much of society works now. And if you're not, if you're watching this and you're not, then focus on studying on society, how it works, how these systems work, so you can move beyond them, so you can create new systems. So the gift is that, is creating new systems. Now, the gift, let me say how it works. It's double boomerang effect. You all know that when you give, right, unconditionally, when you give here, and you don't, I mean unconditionally, I don't mean with any expectations or wants for back, yeah? It's like, I give freely here. It comes back, double boomerang, boom, 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 and comes back in so many different ways. Now, if you're going into the gift with like pricing up your service, pricing up your session that you're offering, pricing up everything like with a price tag, then just the very fact that you're doing that, you limit yourself. The gift is limitless. It never stops giving and it never stops boomeranging back, right? So, but when you put a price tag on something, when you say, oh, this is 90 euros, or this is 1,500 euros, or this is 2,000 euros, you cap it and say, this is the value of it, right? So we say, we know the price tag of everything and the value of nothing. So that's why you can go to some places and a house is like, £200,000 here, and you go to another part of the country and it's 200,000 euros, or to a different country, 200,000 euros gets you a mansion, gets you this full-on like palace with huge pieces of land and so on, right? So clearly money is moving and we are putting the price tag on it. And a price tag, in my opinion, limits it. Remember, opinions are like arseholes, everyone's got one. My opinion is the price tag limits it. This is not without challenge. Yeah? You don't, like, you try to do something different, it's not without challenge. There has been times on the retreat that we've done where we might be running low on, let's say, money that's like, in the pocket, in and around, and then all of a sudden expectations come in. And the retreat, like the whole retreat, you might get like 1,000 euros, yeah? €1,000, can you imagine? Like, you're thinking, oh my God, €1,000, a whole retreat. That's all the work we put in, all the pre-work, everything we do. And then, based on the gift, on one of the retreats, me and Dara didn't get €1,000 each. Didn't even get €1,000 each, okay? And so, if you tell somebody that, you tell any business person that, or tell anybody, they're like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You can't work for that. Even men have been telling me, some businessmen have been saying, it's not a model. This model is not going to work. It doesn't work. But what people are missing, and I don't even tell, it's not worth telling people what because they go into this, oh no, that's not enough. You know, people are charging, getting 10 grand, 20 grand for retreats, and your retreat's like better than that, and you're doing much more and giving more, and oh, you're over giving. Oh, no, it's like, but you're missing the point. Yeah, you're missing the point big time when you go into it like that. It's what can I give, not what can I get. I don't give with expectation, and when I do, the universe teaches me big time. So, if we go into a retreat and we do it as a gift, and only $1 comes back, then that $1 has to be respected and honored as much as $100,000 coming back. Now, when we talk about the double boomerang effect, we're not going into that retreat and having an expectation that one retreat gives us. We continually give, and the gift comes from everywhere, as I just said. So, one woman continues to support us and pay for us to travel to Dominican Republic, Queen Xiomara. Different people all of a sudden put funds into our account. Just when we need them, it just happens. Magic happens in this magical world. Remember, we're in a mystery, and money shows up. All of a sudden, we want to do something and create something, and guess what? Somebody pops up and offers their services, offers their resources, builds us stuff, helps us out, designs stuff. Marcel, like, designs stuff for us, which she's there for us if we need something. She's a graphic designer. A woman at the moment, Sarah, is helping us build a website. Ulrika, at the moment, we just launched a Patreon page, and she's gifting us so much of her time and energy for very, like, €300 a month, right? Just a small retainer, yeah? It's like, but it's not like there's lack. Then all of a sudden, the retreat that has less people than everybody else, and we think, oh man, there's no people coming, and you go into a little bit of like, oh, but what happens if they don't pay any money and we've put this out and it doesn't come back? And then you just let that go, and then guess what? The 6 people that come on the smallest retreat we ever do pay quadruple what any other retreat has paid, tenfold. And that's, again, that's just in the retreat perspective. That's not, I'm talking about that then continues to come. Because what happens when you take away the price tag, when you take away, and you come from an authentic place of giving, people don't just stop giving. They don't. And it's not just the giving to us, it's the responsibility and the giving that they continue to give to the world. So this is what we're talking about, a giving chain. Like, it's a responsibility. It's not free. I really want to say this to you. Everybody thinks sometimes the gift is free. The gift is not free. As if, like, what is free? What is free? There's no, like, what is free? Yeah? Everything is giving and receiving constantly. In nature, it's constant. I breathe in. I breathe out. And that breath out feeds the plants, the trees that need it. You know, and then they give me back what I need. It's like, for me, it just makes total sense. So there's enough for everybody's need, not enough for everybody's greed. When we start accumulating it and thinking we're not the tap, we're not the constant flow of abundance, opportunity, resource, food, you know, when we're not fully grateful for what we already have, when we're not grateful to be alive, grateful for our heartbeat, grateful for all the things we have, grateful for our mobile phone, grateful for waking up another day, grateful for the way our body functions. You know, if we're not in deep gratitude for the things we've already received, and then even deeper gratitude for the things we haven't yet received, but we are grateful in receivership of them, being here, being in the space, and being there when we need them, then the gift doesn't work. Because the gift is about gratitude. It's actually sharing gratitude, okay? So I put here, love has no paywalls and no barriers. Love can never be poor. Love only gives, yeah? So you can imagine when I started coming against all these paywalls and all these marketing funnels, there was the deep resistance I was going through. I had to witness that. And then when I started meeting certain people out there, there's many other people out there in the world living in this sort of more gifted way, it started to open me up that, oh no, this is possible, this can work, and it does work. But like, look at the people out, musicians, filmmakers, charity workers, volunteers, workers, sportsmen, parents. You know, the internet's a gift. Yeah? You don't pay for the internet. Okay, you pay for a bit of like broadband Wi-Fi. Of course, people, humans have got their, you know, their hands and pies and everything, so they start charging for everything, charging for space. I mean, charge for oxygen, don't we? So, you know, it's like, you know, humans will get their hands on things and they will start charging for it. So we have to play into that game as well. We don't want to just like devoid from that game, because as the moneyless man found out, is even after 2 years of being completely moneyless, he wanted to get a piece of land, and he had to do something in order to try and get a piece of land. But if you look at, like people like the moneyless man and the people I've mentioned, Charles Eisenstein and Polly Higgins and just other people out there, there's many other people. I'm mentioning 3 or 4, 5 or 6 people on a planet of 7.5 billion, and even in the millions, there are people out there like using this mentality. It's not new. It's just, what can I give, not what can I get. The old mentality is, what can I get, not what can I give. More for me is less for you. But now it's more for me is more for you, is more for you, is more for us, is more for everyone. It's just a different mentality, and it's shifting. So you've heard of like Pay It Forward. You must have all watched the Pay It Forward movie, right? Most people have watched that, the one with Kevin Spacey. So there's a wonderful woman, yeah, this is in 1916, a woman called Lily Hardy, and she wrote a book called The Garden of Delight. You don't pay love back, you pay it forward. You don't pay love back, you pay it forward. So the bank, the natural flow of abundance, everyone in the spiritual realms and this new age, and you gotta be abundant, you gotta be abundant. Yeah, everybody's abundant. I need abundance. I need financial freedom, financial freedom, abundance. It's like, most people don't even understand what it means. What does abundance mean to you? Not to anybody else. What does financial freedom mean to you? What do you really need? Yeah, because most people think they need loads of money, and when you break it down and you break their priorities down and you look at what they actually need, they don't, to be in alignment with what they need, they don't actually need so much. But because they've set their ideas and visions on that they need so much, they end up just falling into lack and fear, and it doesn't work, and they don't get what they need, and they're looking at like, oh, I need 100 grand, but they don't think, oh, this person over here can serve me here and do that, that person can do this person can do this person's got that skill, I can bring all them together, and then all of a sudden I've manifested what the vision or the dream or the idea I had anyway. And I didn't even need money in the term of the way I thought I did, right? So clarity is really important. Clearly understanding what you need and getting clear on that. Really, really important. So there's other people in there, like the Karma Kitchen. Did you hear the Karma Kitchen? Generosity and like growing in generosity, where each person picks up the bill for the next person. That's the gift in action. Petter Kelly, she's just done a talk on about making money and about making peace with money, and a love letter to money. I put that link below here on this talk and the other one. And it's like really like making peace with money. Make money your friend. Understand what it is an energy, as a flow, how it comes, how it goes, how you bring it, how you share it, how you're investing energy in yourself and you're investing energy in other people. And when you got money, you're moving it to the next person, and it's always going where it's needed. And then you're just not attached to it. Like, I need to accumulate it. I need to have savings. I need savings. I need a savings account because I need to pay everything. I need to pay this. I need to pay. Yes, you will need to pay some things. Cool. Accumulate a little bit if that's what you need. But trust me, most people die with money in their bank. Most people die with all of their treasures still inside them. Lost ideas, lost gifts to the world, just because they were so fearful and so accumulative and so scared to actually just trust that you are already the abundant flow. You're already the gift. You're already whole. There's nothing out there to go and get, seek, fix, find. It's like you're it. So then from that place, you start to resonate and magnetize and be a completely different being. And of course it's going to bring stuff up because we're conditioned. We are indoctrinated, programmed idiots. Yes, it's going to bring it. The old ways don't want to die. The pain body doesn't want to die. The old habits don't want to die, like addictions. Like, no, this won't work, it won't work. And then everyone you meet will tell you, stupid idea. There's no freedom in that at all. it's just crap model. There's no model to it. It's like, but you gotta just go, you know, you gotta play, you go into that. So love has no paywalls. I said that already. Yeah, I told you about the sun, the internal organs, everything is a gift, right? So there's no difference between a price and a gift. The difference is it's your free choice. Nobody has to gift more money, time or energy if they're not able to. So what our retreats offer is people come and they don't have any money, but can you imagine they get to come on this phenomenal retreat that we've all co-created, we've all come together to share what we do have, to make it happen. And then some people that just never have the opportunity to even connect in community like this, to even have an experience like this, to even sit in silence and drop away all the personas and all the masks and just be. They get to experience it. Boom. You know, you must have all heard of Vipassana meditation. The whole model is built on gift. I've done 2 Vipassana meditation sits, 2 retreats, and gift. And when I next go back, I will serve, and serving is part of the gift back, or you can contribute and donate money to them as a gift. It could be anything. Set up a standing order, you can send money, you do whatever. So I gift back in by sharing that. I gift back by going back and doing, I will go back and do a service, but at the same time, I'm just giving everywhere I am. So I don't have to even go back to Vipassana and do anything. The gifts keep coming and they keep moving. It's not linear. The gift is not linear. It's all about trust. So, I know this video is going a bit longer, but it's such an awesome topic. It's just epic, right? Right, so it creates opportunities and collaborations. I mean, explain the magic of the gift. Oh my Lord. So, give you an example. Yesterday, somebody wanted to come on the retreat. And they wanted to come. They can't come to Cambodia, but they still wanted to come on Bali. And I put a post out saying that the gift is now accessible just on Cambodia, because we needed to fill that space up, and we're going to Asia anyway. And then, like, she's there and she's just like been watching this and wanting to make this happen for 3 years. She's just changing her whole life. She's just leaving the country she's lived in. She's just exited from a relationship that was no longer serving her. And she got it wrong. She was like, oh no, not for Bali. And it's like, but listen, we can't turn you away. And I don't mean that we can just let everyone come, because it's not possible that, but we can't turn her away. She showed up, she's applied, she's shared with us so truthfully where she's at and what she can give and what she can't give. And love can only open the door. There's spaces on the retreat, so it can't shut the door. It's shut the door twice at the moment. And it's only because the people that the door had to be shut on them is because they weren't ready to enter the group. They were emotionally unstable. They needed to do some other work before they could come into a group environment and do some of the practices we're doing. They're just not at that stage within themselves that they could. One of them was on a load of antidepressants and he just wasn't coherent. Another one is unstable mentally. And so, you know, there's reasons if you can't, but like, you know, you have to, you just have to walk with your own discretion. But love ultimately can only give. It only wants to open. It only wants to serve. It only wants to express itself, okay? And support. So, look at this. It's raining out here. Yeah, so it challenges our old programs. We grow out of the old world a little more every time we do a retreat in this way. Yeah, so I just said that really. I don't need to speak about it again, but it challenges our old programming, our old beliefs, our old ways of showing up in the world. People don't get it. You know, very few get it, but more and more people are grasping it, and it's serving. And like you, many people watching this video might go, yeah, okay, so I know about it. Great, I'm glad you do. But there's many people out there trying to function in this society at the moment and just so challenged, so struggling. They can't even make ends meet. They don't know how to charge for their gifts. They want to give them to the world. They don't know how to do the gift. They're just completely confused. Then they go get a job that they don't like and work with people under leadership that they don't like in areas with values and ethics that they don't like. And you know, that's why we have to share this stuff. That's why so many communities are unfolding now. Permaculture communities and Workaway. Wow, who knows about workaway.com? I mean, that is like, or .org. Workaway is like the gift in action. Workaway is epic. We've met some beautiful people on Workaway, and they come over and they nanny for Maya and Geeta, Mark's daughter, and they are epic. And you know, one woman just gifting Corinna, she gifted us the video that she created for us at Sci-Fi and gifted her time and energy editing. And you know, the exchange was that she came to a festival with us and got to experience the festival and travel there with us, and you know, and hang out with us and do stuff. And the exchange is so rich. It's beyond giving somebody $1,000 and then them going, well, I've worked for my grand, man, you know. It's like, I need to have more money now because that grand's over, man. It's like, I don't get the vision, man. I got to pay my bills, you know what I mean? I got to pay my bills. I got stuff to go out. I mean, there's no flow, man. There's lack everywhere. It's like, it's dog eat dog out there, man. Dog eat dog. It's like, well, if that's your reality, then that's where focus goes, energy flows. That's what you're going to create. You focus on lack, you're in the lack. You focus on the flow, you're in the flow. It's not rocket science. So, yeah, I love here. Dara always says, we exercise our trust muscle daily. I love that. She talks more about this. We can do another video with me and her on this. But yeah, the trust muscle. It's like, you know, you got to trust. We had an experience recently where, you know, after the retreat, I'm shaking here. I'm shaking. I'm so getting, my legs are like, woo. After the retreat, we had to do, we had to do a real dive, like with meditation. It's like, wow, I'm feeling some real challenge here. It's bringing up a nice another layer of lack and scarcity and worry, and maybe I'm not communicating the gift properly, and we're not sharing what we really need, and then I fell into this sort of expectation and got a bit like heavy and a bit serious about it all, and I was like, I had to laugh, I had to laugh and come back to what is real and say, oh, come on, you know, it's like, am I understanding the gift here, or am I just falling out of it? And then it's like, boom, when I dropped back into the gift, and then we went into the next retreat, the way we communicated and the way that it unfolded and the way that it's continually given to us is just out of this world. And when you have these direct experiences, you get to the point where you have these direct experiences and you can't do anything but trust. Yeah, really. But then when all of a sudden, like, naked Cambodia wasn't filling up and we had to question that, then we had to go, okay, well then we may have to just give our money into whatever's needed to make this happen right now. That's what's needed. And then, you know, out of the blue, we share a video, and like, you know, 2 people come out that you would, again, no expectation that anybody would come back with anything, and these 2 people come back with you know, a chunk of money each, and all of a sudden there's money there coming back to us to support us. So it's like, it's almost like I know it sounds a bit woohoo, but like the universe is saying, like, okay, you need that right now, you need that, okay, oh, it's got a bit low there for you, you need this so you can continue, and it's like, oh, you need this so you can continue, and it comes, and it just goes round and round. And the community that we're building on this, of sharing gifts and resources and skills and talents, is just epic. Epic, epic, epic. You know, some people come in and share their skills and talents, or their courses, or, you know, whatever, everything that whatever they're doing, and they offer it as a gift to the people in the community. So then the people can experience it and they understand the gift because they're in the community, and then they give back accordingly what they can give from their heart to heart funding. And it's just so beautiful. So beautiful. So a couple of sayings here that might help you. The art of living is giving. You might have heard that one before. From consumption to participation, we move from what can I get to what can I give. As I've already said, that's the main message of this video. There's enough for everyone's need, not everybody's greed. I said that. And the double, as I said, the double boomerang. But I'd call it like, let's call it the quadruple boomerang. Let's call it the 10 boomerang, because it's like tenfold. You've heard that old saying that you give over here, and when you give unconditionally, you just continually get. And so with that in mind, you know, if I think back to, I did a load of work once in a place in Vauxhall, helped them refurbish a whole place so that they could get it working and functional, so that events could happen. And I worked for 6 months making that happen on very minimal wage, so because they had a little bit of money but not much. And at the end, they said to me I could use the space to do my events in as a gift. I didn't have to pay anything. So I was able to do an event every month inside there. I could have done more. I did do others. I did smaller ones and hung out there, and I sort of used the space as my little hub, and they supported me and introduced me to different people, and beautiful. Darius and Andrew. It was called The Spring. Many of you might have come to the Language of Love events that I did there. And you know what? I was in there one day, and I was watching an event that was taking place that wasn't anything to do with me. I was just watching it. Darius and Andrew were doing it. And they used that whole space, The Spring, to educate and help people go back to work, go back to... yeah, they come out of, I think it was students that had come out of university, were completely lost, didn't know how to write or get a job, didn't know how to actually start out in the world, were completely sort of, what's the word, wet behind the ears. And they were helping hundreds of people, right? And the ripple effect, the exponential ripple effect of who they helped, and is off the charts. You cannot put a price tag on it. It's just, and they get it, and they were working in the gift, right? And they taught me so much. And then I think about, like, sometimes, like, when we smile at somebody, which is a gift, we don't know how far that smile travels. And when we truly give from the heart, as many people on the planet know this and have experienced it, it's an experience. It can't be intellectualized, it can't be broken down, it's not a 7-day model, it's not structured in any way. You do it, you experience it. Once you experience it, you feel that. You feel the love that pours through you from living in this way. And really nothing can take you back. Like, yeah, okay, maybe I might sell some stuff, like, you know, Charles Eisenstein put some of his books on Amazon. Certain places you have to charge, of course. This is going to happen. No doubt about it. But understand that we can gift so that it's accessible to more people. I watched a film once, and I meet so many people, like, they're so in competition they don't even realise it. They're so caught in the systematic way of this culture that they don't even realise it. And they're like, everyone's doing the same thing, right? Yeah, it's our message, my message, love this, love that, try this, seven days to do this, you need this, I've worked out the new program, I've hacked this, as I said on the last video. And now you need the course, you need this free webinar, but you need to give me your email, and then I've got your email, and your email is my wealth, and then once I've got your email, I can then hit you up with the next sales funnel email, and then the next sales funnel email, and hopefully I get a few captive audience. And I can't work in that way, because what I notice is that you can't put a price tag on this love. And people that really want to change the world, really want to make a difference in the world, right now, and think that really there's an extinction happening and there's so much suffering and the planet is a nightmare and everyone's falling apart and so on. Like, why would you put a payroll up? Why would you put a restriction up to your stuff? And let's remember one thing, it ain't your stuff. You don't own love. I wrote a post about this on my Facebook page. You don't own love. You don't own anything. That's why I love what Charles Eisenstein puts on his website, Creative Commons license. Everything on here is for free. It's not me. Nothing's mine. There's no Simon. There's no Simon. There's no Simon that's made this stuff. There's no Simon. There's just a conduit for energy to move. There's just space. There's no Simon. I don't own any of this. You don't have to put my name on any of it. You don't own me anything. It's all there. And if there's such tragedy in the world and such nightmare in the world, and it's so close to ending and it's all like, you know, falling apart, why the paywalls? Why the paywalls? Why the restrictions to get information and stuff that we might need to help us and serve us as a species? Why is there blocks to that? That's just a question I'm asking. I don't need to give the answer to it. Why is that? So there's no blocks to my stuff. You might say, okay, the cost share is a bit of a block, and you're right. I want to be able to full gift everything, but in order to make them happen, the group of people have to come together and just share the costs. Then the gift from me and Dara and what we do, that's gift, and then people feel empowered and they feel inspired and they want to support us in some way, they can, that's their choice. But that's the best I've come up with at the moment so far, and we're tweaking it all the time and learning all the time. And so there you have it. I know I've missed a few things, but please, if you have any questions, there's already some articles on our Naked the Retreat website about it. Please follow the links I've said. You know, look at like ways you can fund your projects on crowdfunding and Patreon. We have a Patreon page. If you love this video, you can become my patron and gift to me and Dara to support our revolution, our contribution to the more beautiful world. That link's underneath this video too. And yeah, like my message is just give what you can give, but only from a place of unconditional giving. If you're in a position right now where your basic needs are not met, and you're broke, and you're struggling, and you are angry, and you're frustrated, and you're in dense frequency, of course, do what you need to do to get yourself out of that. I've worked along the way, I've fallen into debt, big debt, and then I've called for help, and there's a beautiful saying, ask before you hit zero. So if you're really on the borderline and you really don't have anything right now, you know, ask, you know, ask and it's given. Call out, you know, say what you need, get clear on your needs, write the love letter to money. See how you can start playing, mixing, you know, maybe you charge for some things, do the gift for others, play with it, see how it works, see how it serves you, and have fun doing it, okay? There you go. I know it's a long video for some of you, but if you got this far, I really, really honor your time. And yeah, this is the gift. And I'll be doing some more shorter videos and some other videos around this. So yeah, let's keep giving to the shift and keep expressing our gifts, sharing them with the world. And remember the smile, just our smile, just our laugh, just showing up and being there to listen to somebody. Sharing, it's a gift. It's so a gift, a boundless gift, abundant gift. So let's be grateful for the things we have already and watch how they accumulate. And then let's be minimalists so that we don't need to hold stuff, but we keep sharing and giving everything. And watch how that just keeps coming. And then we just become these like players of like, you know, moving energy around. Hey, yo, I got this, throw it over there. I love just giving links away and giving stuff I bought away and everything. It's so beautiful. Anyway, I gotta go. Thank you so much. Take care wherever you are. And wear socks if your hands are cold.